What is up, Christian Theology family? So we have Andrew Huberman on prayer and faith in God. Before we check the video out and react to it, you guys just know I'm David. For new viewers, my name is David. I'm a content creator. Obviously, y'all see me on YouTube, right? I'm just a guy, just a regular guy, allowing God to use me and to lead me to spread the word of God. That's it. That's why I created this YouTube channel, just spread the word of God. So if you think I'm doing that, if you think I'm helping you out, help me out by subscribing for me. I appreciate you guys. Let's get straight to it.
I have a morning meditation that I do. Well, I wake up now, I get my sunlight, I hydrate, I use the bathroom, I do all the things that I talk about. I've started a practice of prayer in the last year, which is new-ish for me, which is we could talk about
In
if
the
you want.
morning?
Yeah.
Can you talk about it a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. And then I have a meditation that I do that actually is where I think through with the different roles that I play.
Mhm.
So I start very basic. I say, okay, I'm an animal. Like we are like biologically animals, right?
Mhm.
Human, I'm a man, I'm a scientist, I'm a teacher, I'm a friend, I'm a brother, I'm a son. I go through this, I have this list and I think about the different roles that I have and
Not
the
a
roles that I
husband yet,
still
bro?
want in my life going forward that I
Mhm.
haven't yet fulfilled. It just takes me, it's sort of an inventory of where I've been, where I'm at, and where I'm going, as they say. Um, and I don't know why I do it, but I started doing it this last year. I think because it helps me understand just how many different contexts I have to exist in, and remind myself that there's still more that I haven't done that I'm excited about.
So within each of those contexts, there's like things that you want to kind of accomplish to define that.
Yeah, and I'm ambitious, so I think I'm a brother. I have an older sister, and I love her tremendously. And I think like I want to be the best brother I can be to her, which means maybe a call, maybe just we do an annual trip together for our birthdays. Our birthdays are close together. We always go to New York for our birthdays. We've gone for the last 3-4 years. Like really like reminding myself of that role, not because I'll forget, but because I have all these other roles I'll get pulled into.
Mhm.
I say the first one, I'm an animal because I have to remember that I have a body that needs care. Like any of us, I need sleep, I need food, I need hydration. I need that I'm human, that the brain of a human is marvelously complex, but also marvelously self-defeating at times. And so I've been thinking about these things in the context of the different roles. And the whole thing takes about 4 or 5 minutes. And I just find it brings me a certain amount of clarity that then allows me to ratchet into the day. The prayer piece, I think I've been reluctant to talk about until now, because I don't believe in pushing religion on people. And I think that, and I'm not, it's a highly individual thing. And I do believe that one can be an atheist and still pray, or agnostic and still pray. But for me, it really came about.
Yes, you can still pray, but who are you praying to? That's the big question. Who are you praying to? Are you praying to Satan or are you praying to God? God says it's either him or Satan. So if you're gonna be praying, you gotta be praying to God or Satan. So you gotta pick one. You can't just be in the middle. God said if you're lukewarm, he's gonna spit you out when judgment day comes. You could read it in Revelations, I think chapter 5. So in my opinion, he's wrong on that. You could I guess if you believe in other things, you could pray to them, but you're praying to Satan, because the ruler of this world is Satan. I hope you guys know this. Any other religion apart from Christianity is demonic. So you guys are praying to Satan. You don't know yet. Hopefully you find out before it's too late, and you can repent and accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Let's get back to this video.
Out through understanding that there are certain aspects of myself that I just couldn't resolve on my own. And no matter how much therapy, no matter how much, and I haven't done a lot of it, but no matter how much plant medicine or other forms of medicine or exercise or podcasting or science or friendship or any of that, I was just not going to resolve. And so I started this because someone close to me said, a male friend said, prayer is powerful. And I said, well, how? And he said, I don't know how, but if you can it can allow you to get outside yourself, let you give up control and at the same time take control. I don't even like saying take control, but the whole notion is that, and again, forgive me, but there's no other way to say it. The whole notion is that, like God works through us, whatever God is to you, he, him, her, whatever, life force, nature, whatever it is to you, right? That it works through us. And so I do a prayer. I'll just describe it where I ask, I make an ask to help remove my defects, my character defects. I pray to God to help remove my character defects so that I can show up better in all the roles of my life and do good work, which for me is learning and teaching. And so you might say, well, how is that different than a meditation? Well, I'm acknowledging that there is something that bigger than me, bigger than nature, as I understand it, that I cannot understand or control, nor do I want to. And I'm just giving over to that. Mm-hmm. And does that make me less of a scientist? I sure as hell hope not. I certainly know there's the head of our neurosciences at Stanford until recently. You should talk to him directly about it. Bill Newsom has talked about his religious life. For me, it's really a way of getting outside myself and then understanding how I fit into this bigger picture. And the character defects part is real, right? I'm a human. I have defects. I got a lot of flaws in me, like anybody, but and trying to acknowledge them and asking for help in removing them, not magically, but through right action, through my right action. So I do that every morning. And I have to say that it's helped. It's helped a lot. It's helped me be better to myself, be better to other people. I still make mistakes, but it's becoming a bigger part of my life. And I never thought I'd talk like this. Mm-hmm. But I think it's clear to me that if we don't believe in something, again, doesn't have to be traditional standardized religion, but if we don't believe in something bigger than ourselves, we at some level will self-destruct. I really think so. It's powerful in a way that all the other stuff, meditation, all the tools is not, because it's really operating at a much deeper and bigger level. And I think that's all I can talk about it. Mostly because I'm still working out. The scientist in me wants to understand how it works, and I want to understand. And the point is to just go, there's for lack of a better language for it, there's higher power than me and what I can control. I'm giving up control on certain things, and somehow that restores a sense of agency for right action, better action.
I think perhaps a part of that is just the humility that comes with acknowledging there's something bigger and more powerful than you.
And then you can't control everything.
Yeah.
That you go through life as a hard driving person, forward center of mass. I remember being that way since I was little. It's like a new Legos. I'm like, I'm going to make all the Legos. I was like, on the weekends, learning about medieval weapons and then giving lectures about it in class when I was 5 or 6 years old. We're learning about tropical fish and, cataloging all of them at the store and then organizing it and making my dad drive me or my mom drive me to some fish store and then spending all my time there until they throw me out, all of that. But I also remember my entire life, I would secretly pray when things were good and things weren't good, but mostly when things weren't good, because it's important to pray. For me, it's important to pray each morning regardless. But
yeah, I think, look, let's be honest, we should be praying more than we do. Obviously, we should be praying more. But the thing is, when life is comfortable, the bills are paid, the kids are behaving well, your wife is treating you well, you love your wife, life seems good. But then when a disaster hits, a family member passes away, financial burdens, things like that, your kid is sick, you're sick, your wife is sick, then we start praying. Then our prayers is more urgent, it's more serious, we have more energy, we are more obedient. And The goal is to pray every day, and with that sense of urgency, that sense of obedience, the sense of love, the connection that you want to reach to your Father. Yes, it's hard. It's obviously really, really hard, but I think taking little steps every day is the best action you could take. Reading your Bible every day, praying for at least a minute, then gradually a week after that you could do 2 minutes, a week after that you could do 3 minutes, a week after that you could do 4 minutes. And that's how you do it. That's how you improve on your prayer life. That's how you improve on your quality of life, on you, and on you getting closer to God is by dedicating your life, opening the word, praying, fasting. Fasting. Fasting is very important. I would say fast every month, at least once a day. At least once one day at the month. Fast. It could be water fast, it could be a dry fast. I preferably do a dry fast because I could rather give up food than water. Water, my lips are all dry, my skin is terrible. It's crazy. It's crazy. Water is very important. And even if I get enough water when I'm fasting, I'm still dehydrated. My lips are still chapped. So I'm like, imagine if I didn't go, if I went without water. Imagine, you know. But yeah, fasting um, one day out the month is better than nothing, in my opinion. That's still showing God that you're dedicated to Him. You want to know Him. You're giving up food, especially if you live in America. You live in the States. Food is our God. You know, food is our God. You walk around and 60 to 70% of people are obese. Right now, I'm obese. I'm obese. I'm overweight. I'm 5'10" and I weigh a certain amount. I weigh like 210. I weigh like 210 and I'm supposed to be like 170 something, 180 at 5'10". You get me? So I'm working on that. I used to be bigger, but now I've reduced. I put in work. I put in a lot of effort. I changed my diet. I changed my exercise routine. I wasn't exercising for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. I wasn't exercising. I wasn't doing extra like I'm supposed to. I wasn't lifting weights. I wasn't doing anything like that. But as soon as I got saved, I wanted to be better in my life. It took months, but still, I'm like, why don't I work out? Why don't I work out at least an hour a day, 5 days out the week? At least I was doing 3 days, then I moved it to 5 days, 6 days, because I'm like, doing this improved the quality of my life. Changing my diet improved the quality of my life. I feel healthy. I feel comfortable. I feel stronger. My digestion is better. I'm not constipated as I used to be because I'm now having more fiber in my diet. I'm eating fermented foods, so that helped my system. It took me a while to get adjusted to it because I took antibiotics like a few months before that. So when you take antibiotics, it kind of kills the good cells in your gut. It kills it because sometimes the antibiotic cannot distinguish between your good cells and the bad cells, the pathogens in your body. So it kind of just gets rid of anything that's in the way. And sometimes it could be your good cells, the microbiome, the good gut, the microbiome in your gut. You get me? So eating fermented foods helped me out. It helped me, balancing my diet, balancing the way I feel. Anxiety sometimes, anxiety. You don't eat well, you're not gonna feel well. You're not gonna feel well. Eating fruits and vegetables, lean meats. I, s- I wish I wish I had some money. I'll eat like red meat at least 3-4 times a week. But now, like, I have to limit red meat to like once a week, twice a week, because I can't afford it. So I'm eating lean meats because it's cheaper. I eat a lot of protein, so animal sources pretty expensive, man. Pretty expensive, especially if you're not trying to eat junk, trying to eat clean, ground beef, chicken breast, ground turkey, things like that. Costs a lot of money, especially if you're buying by the pound. I'm not buying a bulk. I should think about buying about bulk, but Storing it is kind of a hassle. I don't have space to store it, so that's why I just buy single packs. It's quicker, it's easier. I rip it open, I cook it, I'm done. But I'm talking your heads off. This a little bit about me. My journey, man. My journey, man. I feel like God really has a lot for me, and I have to be obedient and work hard. And work hard. The issue with me is sometimes it's like I don't know which path I should take. It's like, bro, go to school, get this degree in a year or two, start working with a job I probably don't like anyway, but it's just for money. Obviously, everybody doesn't. I don't think anybody likes a job. It's just for money, right? For income, which is supposed to be how a job is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be, oh, a job makes me. If I leave this job, my life is ruined. No, your job is just there to make money, and that's it. Obviously, you can make friends, but is the job is there for you to make money. So just keep that in mind. So sometimes I'm talking your head off. Let's get back to this thing. Yeah, I'll talk to your head for like 5 minutes, and nobody's probably even gonna watch this.
When things weren't right, I couldn't make sense of them, I would secretly pray, but I felt kind of ashamed of that for whatever reason. And then it was once in college, I distinctly remember I was having a hard time with a number of things. And I took a run down to Sands Beach. It was UC Santa Barbara. And I remember I was like, I don't know if I even have the right to do this, but I'm just praying. I just prayed for the ability to be as brutally honest with myself and with other people as I possibly could be about a particular situation I was in at that time. I mean, I think now it's probably safe to say I'd gone off to college because of a high school girlfriend. Essentially, she was my family, frankly, more than my biological family was at a certain stage of life. And we'd reached a point where we were diverging, and it was incredibly painful. It was like losing everything I had. And it was like, what do I do? How do I manage this? I was ready to quit and join the fire service just to support us so that we could move forward. It was just, but praying, saying, I can't figure this out on my own. It's sort of like, I can't figure this out on my own. And how frustrating that is. And no number of friends could tell me, and inner wisdom couldn't tell me. And eventually it led me to the right answers. And she and I are friendly friends to this day. She's happily married with a child, and we're on good terms. But I think, it's a scary thing, but it's the best thing when I can't control all of this. And asking for help, I think, is also the piece. You're not asking for some magic hand to come down and take care of it. You're asking for the help to come through you, right? So that your body is used to do these right works, right actions.
Isn't it interesting
God
that
is
this
in you.
secret thing
He that's in you is
that
greater
you're
than
almost
he that's
embarrassed by
in the
that you did
world.
it as a child is something
Oh man.
it's another thing you do as you get older, is you realize like those things are part of you and it's actually a beautiful thing.
Yeah. A lot of the content of the podcast is, deep academic content, and we talk about everything from, eating disorders to bipolar disorder to depression, a lot of different topics, but the tools are the protocols, as we say, right? The sunlight viewing and all the rest. A lot of that stuff is just stuff I wish I had known when I was in graduate school. If I'd known to go outside every once in a while and get some sunlight, not just stay in the lab, I would have, I might not have hit a really tough round of depression when I was a postdoc and working twice as hard. And, when my body would break down or I'd get sick a lot, I don't get sick much anymore. Occasionally, about once every 18 months to 2 years, I'll get something. But,
Hey, same year.
I used to break my foot skateboarding all the time. I couldn't understand what's wrong with my body. I'm getting injured. I can't do what everyone else can. Now I developed more slowly. I had a long arc of puberty. But so that was part of it. I was still developing, but how to get your body stronger, how to build endurance. Like, no one told me. The information wasn't there. So a lot of what I put out there is the information that I wish I had had, because once I had it, I was like, wow, like A, this stuff really works. B, it's grounded in something real. Sometimes certain protocols are a combination of, animal and human studies, sometimes clinical trials.
Yeah, I think they're not talking about anything else. But yeah, man, prayer is the only way you can even have any peace in this life, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Your girlfriend, your wife is not gonna be able to help you when you're at that type of depressed state, or you just feel like nothing is working in your favor. You're putting in the work, but nothing is going the way you want it to go. The only person who could take it take it and you just leave the rest for the person. It's Jesus Christ. That's it. You leave everything for God, and He just handles it, in His own time. So you just gotta keep praying, keep having your faith, keep hoping that God will see it through His ways, His eyes, and this will just work in your favor. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, guys. Thank you for watching. Kindly hit the sub for me. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Just a regular guy allowing God to use me with my unique abilities. So thank you guys for staying here with me and staying tuned. All right, I appreciate you. See you guys in the next one. Bye.